Hey finders, and welcome back to Fortune Finds, and welcome to another beauty roundup video. This month I'm going to be giving you guys the rundown on the latest products that I did introduce to you this past month, primarily in my fall makeup haul. If you haven't seen that video, I would highly recommend watching that video before watching this video, because I tried out the products for the first time in that video, and now I'm giving you guys the recap after using them for 6 weeks. I'm doing a deep dive, as I always do, the pros, the cons, all that there is to know in between, the best way to use these products, so on and so forth. If you are new here and you have never seen my face before, my name is Fortune. I'm a certified professional makeup artist, and I love to hop here on YouTube, give you guys product reviews like this one, and I also like to give you guys quick tips and tricks. So if you are a beauty lover, I feel like you and I will really get along here, so why don't you subscribe and ring the bell? It's free to you, and it really just helps me to pump out even more content on a weekly basis. So if you enjoy beauty videos and you would like to see more, then help a girl out by subscribing down below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video, and I'm going to tell you guys whether each and every product that I've introduced to you recently is worth the splurge or not. First up, I have the Julep Cushion Complexion 5-in-1 Skin Perfector with turmeric. I have realized that this is not just a concealer, but it is a concealer and or a foundation. So I kind of like it as a foundation on days where I just want to go ahead and perfect my skin a little bit, like on days where I'm not wearing a full face of makeup. I will literally just take this, put this in the areas that I have discoloration in, and then pat it in with a brush. You can use a sponge, however, I find that this doesn't have a ton of coverage, and a sponge does tend to shear any kind of makeup out. I don't love this as a concealer simply because it doesn't give enough coverage. It is a little bit better if you go ahead and go in with a color corrector first. So I would go in with an orange color corrector underneath my eyes to help counteract that darkness and then put this on. But for me, that's just, there are so many concealers out on the market that have such great coverage that why bother doing the extra step if I don't have to? I want to cut back the time I do my makeup, not add to the time or add to the steps. It also is very creasy. So it's a very thin concealer with not a lot of coverage, and it creases very badly on me. However, I do really enjoy this for touch-ups. Now that sounds really bougie of me, I know, because this is an expensive product. And why do I need this? I don't need this, but you guys know that I buy products and I try my best to figure out the ways that I can incorporate them into my makeup routine, because I don't want to waste money. I use it today to touch up my lips. I'll take a little bit of this concealer on the back of my hand, and then I'll take a flat brush, the one that I use today, which is my favorite correcting brush, is the Morphe M432. I'll pick a little bit up on that brush, and then I'll go ahead and just carve out my lips. I will go right around them, and this is just going to go ahead and cover up any mistakes that may have fallen outside of my lip line. I've also been really into the habit of filling in my brows first before putting any other kind of makeup on. So what I will do is I will do the same exact thing, take this brush, take the concealer, and then just kind of line the top of my eyebrow with this, because when you do your eyebrows first, at least for me, I try to not go in too close to them with my foundation, because I don't want to mess them up. Going in with a detailing brush, I can really hug the eyebrow and add a little product to any areas that are missing product at all. If you are interested in using this as a touch-up concealer, I would totally recommend buying it in the shade of your foundation. This concealer goes over powder really well. Most of the time when you put cream products on, you kind of want to use all of your cream products before powdering, because if you add a cream on top of a powder, the texture can get a little bit chunky. It can like grip and just leave texture to your face, which you don't want texture. You want your skin to look really smooth and flawless. But this goes over powder beautifully, which is also why I love this as a touch-up product. The Honey Jarret Clean Cover Cushion Foundation. I myself have very dry skin. I have combo leaning dry, but some days I can be oily. It also very much depends on the time of the month, and it really depends on the humidity in the air. If the humidity is high, I tend to get oily. If the humidity is low, I am like the freaking Sahara Desert. Today, my skin is a little bit sensitive. I don't know if you can see them, but I have dry patches around my mouth, and I am wearing this foundation. On days where your skin is feeling extra sensitive or extra dry, I would not use this foundation, okay? If you are someone that has very oily skin or acne prone, I would totally recommend this. I think it has really beautiful coverage. I think that the sponge that it comes with is pretty awesome. I am never a fan of these sponges, but this really applies the foundation beautifully. This is great for application, but a sponge is kind of hard to be precise with. It's a little difficult to control, whereas a brush you have more control. So that's why I like to apply it with a sponge and then go in with a brush to really pinpoint where I'm adding that foundation. This gives a really beautiful matte finish, and I will say, it really depends on my skin. Like I said, some days when my skin is dry, it feels really, really matte and my skin feels really, really dry. But on days where my face is a little bit more oily, I really don't feel this foundation at all. If you do have dry skin and you're interested in this, it will work for you. Just make sure that you exfoliate your face beforehand and you add a nice juicy face cream prior. Let it soak into your skin. Give it about 5 minutes and then add this on top of it. It has really nice lasting power. If you would like to see a full day wear test of this, let me know down below in the comments section. Maybe I can upload a full day wear test where I wear this for 10 to 12 hours, bring you guys in very up close and personal as I always do. I think the longest I've worn this for is 8 hours, and it doesn't bunch up, it doesn't move on me. I really love that it doesn't sink into the fine lines on my face. If you have a lot of texture on your skin, I think you will also like this. It does a really nice job of covering. It is definitely medium to full coverage, and it is extremely buildable. Yensa Silk Bronzing Base, and this is in the shade Sunlit Glow. I absolutely love this. It is a cream bronzer, as you guys saw in my fall haul, and it very much has the Chanel Soleil de Tan, or whatever the heck it's called, vibes, and it comes with this brush if you buy the kit. You can buy this by itself, but I highly recommend the brush because the brush is so nice. This is like the perfect shape to really hug the contours of your face. It applies so thin and nice. It never goes on cakey, it never goes on patchy, it never goes on too much, and it goes on very, very even. And it gives a beautiful natural glow. Honestly, some days I'll just throw on some SPF face moisturizer and then take a little bit of this and put it all over my face and down my neck just to give myself pretty much a sunlit glow. Like it says, a little bit of a tan. It never looks orange. Like I said, it never looks patchy, it never looks cakey. It's really, really beautiful. You guys know sometimes in my beauty routine, I'll go ahead and contour or bronze underneath my foundation. I think it looks better on top of the foundation just because it is such a subtle bronzer. So whenever I did use it underneath my foundation, I found that I had to go in with like an extra layer of contour and an extra layer of bronzer. So it was just not worth it for those extra steps again. So I would definitely recommend using this the traditional way of bronzing and contouring your face on top of your foundation. This Ciate London Watermelon Burst Setting Powder. Okay, guys, I love this compact. I find myself sitting here all the time, and even though I have like literally 3 mirrors in front of me, I find myself constantly doing my makeup in this mirror. This is an awesome mirror. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but I feel like it's the little things in life that also matter, you know? So I can really see what's going on. And speaking of seeing what's going on, can you see like how creasy my under eye is? And I powdered my under eyes. Okay, and I powdered it with this, but I've also powdered this concealer with other powders, and it doesn't matter. It just always cakes and moves into my fine lines. It's very, very frustrating. This will cause flashback if you pack on too much. Do not apply this powder with the damp beauty sponge because, oh my God, your under eyes will literally transform 10 shades lighter than your concealer. Like it will just be white underneath your eyes. Like you will look like a white raccoon looking thing. So don't apply this with a beauty sponge. I would take a little bit with a big fluffy brush like this. This is the Scott Barnes 64, but you don't need this brush. You can use any kind of like fluffy brush. It really doesn't matter. A brush is going to disperse it a lot more lightly and not as compactly. This is a really great touch-up powder. I sit here, I do my makeup in this mirror, and then I will just close this up, throw it in my bag, and then take this with me throughout the day to just pat any areas of my face that get a little bit too oily. I don't typically sit here and, you know, put concealer underneath my eye, do my face, and then set my face with this. This, again, is a touch-up product. So these two I take with me in my bag for touch-up purposes. The concealer and the pressed powder. I didn't use this product today, but I am such a huge fan of this eyeshadow. Nothing has changed since my fall haul video. This is the Makiage News Flash eyeshadow shade, and it is this beautiful brown, coppery, delicious brown. And I love this because it gives so much dimension. You can go in with a brush and it's gonna go on like a soft matte. It's not gonna be like matte. It's gonna have like a little bit of a sheen, but not as much sheen as if you go in with your finger like this. If you guys watch that video, I kind of did exactly what I'm explaining right now. I did an entire eye look just using this shade. Super creamy. Like, I wish you guys could like stick your finger through the screen and like touch how delicious this is. It's so creamy. I love Il Makiage's packaging. They're so bougie looking. It's like so nice. I'm such a fan. Their eyeshadows, honestly, guys, are bomb. If you have not tried any Il Makiage products, I've done a couple reviews of their products here on my channel. I will list them down below in the description box if you want to check them out. I'll pop one up here on the screen. But Il Makiage does not play games. They literally come here to kill it, and they kill it every time. I'm such a big fan of their products. I feel like I'm just speaking for ColourPop lip liners in general when I speak upon this lip liner, because oh my God. Guys, this is in the shade BFF3. This is one of their Lippie pencils. What I don't love is the component, just because it kind of does that thing where, I don't know if you can see, but this kind of jumps out. It doesn't slide out like my Kylie Jenner lip liners do. The pigment kind of sits in the tube, but these are super affordable, so I'm not going to hate on it too much. But I love that this is such a creamy lip liner. It's easy to work with. I'm not like tugging and tugging on my lips to get that pigmentation. The pigmentation really goes on in one swipe. But I like that if I make a mistake, it's not difficult to clean up, you know? It's very easy to go in. You can clean it up just with a clean finger. I love this color because it's beautiful to contour the lips with. It's gonna make your lips look huge. I can kind of show you how I contoured my lips a little bit today. It didn't really make any sense for me to contour my lips because I am wearing such a dark lip, and this kind of works a little bit better when you pair it with a lighter lip, but I did want to just show you guys what I mean when I say how I contour my lips, just to make them look bigger, juicier, plumper. Huda Beauty Demi Matte Lipstick in the shade Game Changer. The first time I wore this, it was very iridescent, okay? And then I went and I played around with my lip liner, and I made the lip liner a little bit darker, and it ended up being more nude. Today, I applied a little bit of this in the center of my lips, and it kind of just gave me that little bit of light in the center. So it made my lips look a little bit juicier. This pairs beautifully with like any lip liner that I have. It kind of like shifts shades. It's super pink, but you can see like on my lips, it's not super pink because I applied it with my fingers. So I feel like you kind of look at this and you're like, oh, spring, summer, it's a bright pink. But again, it depends on what you pair it with. So this is like a beautiful fall wintry lip, and I use this with it. So I almost forgot, and I kind of wish I had. I would never, ever use this ever again. Oh my God, my skin, okay? This is the Skindinavia, the makeup setting spray. Yeah, this has alcohol dinette in it, and that is the second ingredient after water. Alcohol is very drying to the skin, and alcohol can create, you know, premature aging. Now, for me, I have extremely dry skin, so alcohol is not my friend. I use alcohol-free toner. I try to steer clear of any alcohol in any of my face makeup, any of my skincare products, because I have such dry skin that I don't want to dry my skin out more than it's already dried out. So I steer clear from this. I should have read the ingredients before I tried it, but you guys saw every time I used it, like my skin was burning. My skin felt even drier after applying a setting spray. And for me, I apply setting spray to feel better. I would recommend this to anyone who has extremely oily skin and is worried about the oils in their face moving their makeup. I think that you would do really well with this. This kind of reminds me of my Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray, except like the scent on this one is just a killer for me. Like it smells like chemicals. It's just a little bit harsher. The OFRA highlighter Glazed Donuts, the Nikki tutorial collab, guys, it is so pretty, but that's just like such a frosty highlighter. I said it in my first video. I have not used this like here. However, today I did put this in the inner corner of my eye so you can see that really bright pop. And I'm going to show you the difference between one eye with this highlighter pop in the inner corner and without. So this makes my eyes look huge. This really brings the drama. And I also did put this underneath my brow bones. It's really beautiful, but again, I like it more as like a detailing product. I don't like this on my skin. I don't like this on my face. It's a little bit too frosty, and I find that frosty highlighters just make my textured skin even more textured. I always prefer a warmer, more goldeny highlighter rather than a silvery highlight. But if you are someone who is very fair and you like a cool toned highlighter on your skin, you will see this from outer space. There is no doubt in my mind. And guys, I'm not saying that I don't like a blinding highlight. Like, I live for a blinding highlight every now and then, maybe not every day, but some days I like a blinding highlight. It's just the tone for me doesn't sit well on my skin. It looks really good in my eye region, but just not my cheek region. Those are my final thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Leave me some love in the comments. Let me know, do you own any of the products that I touched upon today? I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about any of the products, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Anything that you guys want to talk about, go ahead and leave it down below in the comment section. I love to interact with you guys. It's like the best part of my day. So make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell before you leave. I had a great time as always. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, Finders. Mwah.